Hello folks, welcome back to the Batcave and welcome back to Farm Sim 19, and we are back on the American, no it's not, USA Legend? Yes, USA Legend. And nope, stop, just realised what I'm doing. Well, lots of things to catch you up on. So first things first, you'll notice that my frame rates are a little bit better. They still dip down, so this map's a bit of a bugbear on that one. But that is largely down to being able to, or something I couldn't do in my last board for some reason, overclock my GPU. Now, not huge. I'm not going to say it's record breaking or anything quite so exciting as that. There's a utility called MSI Afterburner, and all I've done is core voltage and power are just full on, because basically, although it says 100% or 120% and exciting numbers like that, it's basically numbers that have been agreed with NVIDIA and or AMD. So unless you start modding the card, this is basically all you're doing is saying, there you go, no restrictions, you do what you like with all the power that you're allowed. It will still decide. If it gets too hot, it'll throttle down. If it's cool enough, I'll go, oh, I'll go a bit faster. So anyway, I've done all that, and I got better frame rates. So happy with that. The other thing that well, here, look at this. I'm running duals. Now I'm not running duals because they look nice. Yeah, let's carry on do while I'm talking, eh? I'm doing this because wonderful things he does. No, I'm doing this because I started off on normal tyres. No, I started off doing lime actually with the fertiliser spreader, and it was on row crop tyres or care tyres, whatever you want to call them, both machine and tractor. I could barely get, I don't know, 4 miles an hour perhaps, and I thought, so I went all the way up, and short of putting the quad track on it, that's it. 4, 3, 4, maybe sometimes 5 or 6, but mostly 4 or 5. Oh, I'm missing something here, it must be. So I went on roll tyres, and that's you. And I thought, right, well that's a bit better. So I then ditched using the yeah, you gotta watch that in this thing now. I ditched using the roll crop tyres, and I went from there up to normal tyres and duals, and then we started getting some decent pace, and I thought, wow. And the wheel slip down at the bottom there, oh girl, the wheel slip at the bottom was initially registering 35-40%, which, yeah, that would just murder your speed. Right, that's you. There we go, that one. So I thought, right, well that's no good. Then I got this boy, the fertiliser one, the lime, the XL lime, which is where I got 35,000 and some. Oh, I shouldn't be running with this lock. Oopsie. It's on demand. It's smart. It'll work itself out. And yeah, great guns. It went absolutely great guns. But only when I got the oversized tyres. So when the more realistic, and I'm actually thinking of it like more realistic, that's how good this is. I'm really impressed with this. This is now, between the two of them, the more realistic and the more realistic dirt, is it things, I thought that'd sunk right up the axles then. And I wouldn't put it past this thing either. I mean, look at that angle. That's really sunk in. Right, I'll have to get onto that. It makes them work. It really makes them work. And you can see the way this is bobbing around. So, we'll set him going again. And that one. There you go, that. And sidle up to there. Give you some boot. There you go for it. Now, she will eventually get up to speed. Oh, diff lock. It's alright. Diff lock makes a difference. Which it should. I mean, look how far the tyres are sinking in. I'm just so impressed with this. Yeah, that really helps. See that wee wobble there? That's an age-old farm sim thing. And yeah, it's still doing it. Right, now we're in business. Now we're in business. And look at that slip. You're hovering between 12 and 30. Now, many moons ago when I did farm management, when you were sizing a tractor for a given job, say ploughing for example, wheel slip was meant to be somewhere in the region of 7 to 12%. That was your sort of range that was good for economy. So you would have wheel slip and you would have enough torque to get going, but you wouldn't be tearing the tyre or digging into the ground. There's that balance to be struck. And it would appear that still holds. Right, so we'll let him get on with that. To be fair, not got far to go, but he'll sort himself out. Now this is just fantastic. Whee! Don't know why I'm looking at the sky. I swapped out and got that. Now, you'll notice the money's gone up a bit. So basically, those of you who've been kicking around a bit will know I've had a few farms and, well, I wasn't very good with the sales. So the last farm I sold and all the equipment and all the gubbins, I ended up with $1 million. Probably got done a bit there, but well, there you go. Poo happens. So, got this boy on the go. Got that. That name used to strike fear, but actually that's really well done. Really well done indeed. So I find that very useful, and I've got the releasing, the grab and release on the twist on the joystick, so that's very intuitive. I found this, and I think this is just on the mod hub. And we've just got a man at work, and I desperately want to have a go at it, and I'm getting anywhere near it. But I put that on, and I've loaded this with that. Yes. Now you might be thinking, well, that's kind of what it's meant to do. Yeah, but doesn't it always behave nice? Now that one's okay. I missed that. But here's the bit that shocked me a little. That bottom row went on beautifully. Top row, for some reason, these two were sticking out towards where I am just now. Now, you might think, well, yeah, I'm big wow, so you just push them. But before we pushed them in, either the whole load would go, or it would become rubber and ping. I was actually able to shuffle it in, and you can see where it's come out slightly. But it behaves properly. The physics have been sorted. So I know it was derisory when I said they'd fix a few things for a competition, but bill handling was one of them. So yeah, that now I haven't tried these lights. I don't know if these lights actually do anything. You know, we might find out. But that I'm really chuffed about. And the same at the back. They were a bit skew. I squared them up a bit, apart from that one, which that's really escaped. I'm not going to try that. So yeah, very impressed with this so far. This is last few mods are really there we are. Why haven't I got? Why isn't that working then? Oh, perhaps I haven't got it. I'll have to check. Perhaps I haven't got my tool position. I'm pretty sure there's one for FS19. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I won't find it. You don't need to correct me, I suppose. But anyway, it'd be nice. Oh, I didn't see the load. I don't know. I don't think the load meter works in this. That's a bit of a shame. But there you go. Anyway, right. Got him. Did one crop so far. I got a crop in. Sorry, did 3 fields. Oh, you're done. No, almost. No, not even close. Right, okay, so we'll tidy up. Got the 3 crops in. Now I was gonna, do a video, but to be honest, it was a case of mission mode in between working, and well, to be blunt, I just forgot. I just thought, right, let's just charge on and get done. So that's what happened. Quite impressed with this guy. I think this Breadner, or whatever it's called, I think that came with a big bud pack. I think it did. And 17, and it's just sort of hovered on since then. Now these bits here are quite tricky to get for some reason, so let's see what your flex is like. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, missed a bit there though. And then you see I've got next to nothing slip-wise, but then again, if I remember rightly, these are about 18-19 tonne just on their own. That's a tractor unit. It's a phenomenal amount of weight. Maybe even be more than that, but right, so you're going to need a double run anyway, so let's just do that. And look around, that's a technical term, just so we're all clear on that. So yes, really impressed. Yeah, I'm more accustomed to going, well, I wish they'd sort this, or it's about time they did that, and they're claiming to do it, and blah blah blah. But hey, I mean, it's the old story. As with a lot of games, mods are coming to the rescue. But really, if they're paying attention, the REA mods and the dirt mod, which at the moment I've got it on base, I'm going to tweak it so that it's on individual wheels, and I'm going to play around with the time, because the time at the moment, it's sort of like you run for 2 seconds and you're absolutely clarted. So I think we'll slow that down a bit, and just, if I get a setting that works well, oh, what's going on there? Okay, not sure what's going on there, but anyway, it's getting done. So it basically, this, because it is such a pain in the what's-it to drive over ploughed ground, and cultivated isn't a whole lot better, it has to be said. Right, and off you go. Yes, cultivated isn't a whole lot, but it encourages you to actually go through the motion. So I'm actually cultivating, because that will make it easier for me to do this job. And this is the one that I mean, you can see how far that sunk in. When I had that in crop reels, oh, chings, man. So that one, give it a boot. I mean, we're not exactly charging along, but when you consider I was getting about 6 mile an hour top, that's a wild change. And you look at that thing, okay, I'm not sure it would actually bounce around that much, but it definitely lets you know that the ground you're on is rough. I might just sneak over that way a bit. How's that looking? Yeah, okay. No. Poo, missed that bit. I've gone off my G, that's why. Right, stop it. Get over there. There we are. So yes, this realism mod is it's, well, by jingle, by George, it's getting on a par with more realistic. The only bit we have now is that if you wheel spin, it kills off the crops if they're sown. And that's the kind of level we're getting to, where that's the only real difference worth talking about. Other than that, dual wheels, I mean, these are, yeah, okay, very wet, but you see the way it's bouncing in and out. It might be a little excessive, but it's still really well done. And okay, the graphics need to be sorted, or the, I don't know what you call that, the spray pattern thingy. It's just, that's a wee bit wild. But I mean, that's all tuning. I don't know how. I only wish I did, but that's entirely doable. That's entirely doable. We've got wide tyres, we've got weights on, we've got class weight in the front, I think it's 900. And that's just, yeah, I'm just so impressed, because this is the first time I've actually put it through proper field work. And yeah, I actually said, I thought, I'm going to have to cultivate this, I can't, because I usually cheat. I thought, no, that's not going to happen. I did one round off camera with fertilising. That was just so painful. That was just so painful. I'm intrigued to see what happens when I actually sow. I am very intrigued to see what. You see, now I know that's a texture, but that's pretty good. It does give the impression that the wheels are sinking in, and that's really the what you doing driving over cultivated land bit. So yeah, really impressed, man. I know, me complimenting even. Me complimenting farms, and what's that about? Right, Macduff. Anywho, hope we're all in good form. Sorry, I was just like, I've got to do a video on this. I'm just so impressed. Why are we down here? Don't want to be down here. Let's, no, up. Right, okay, oh. Poo. Right, I don't know, it will not do that. What's going on there then? Right, so you're all done. The big fella needs done again, and we need to do a run across the bottom with lime for some reason. Really don't know why, but okay. So, needle pulling thread. Your fertilizer, right, okay. So, if we set you going about there perhaps. Yeah, are you taking that? Is that? That's really rubbish script, but alright. Do for now. Yeah, I really like that. And you, picky. Right, so there we are. Just run along the bottom and we should be in good form. Oh, one thing I was going to say, that young lad Species was mentioning them there console type things. Well, being a bit of a tech head and following a lot of tech tubers, one in particular, I mean, I have to say, I would say that consoles are pretty much mass market now. It's those of us who do the PC thing. Yeah, once you get on there, you're a bit screwed, because you. Well, at the moment, I wouldn't contemplate going back. But having said that, he says, having said that, the consoles this generation are 8-core 16 thread. So that's quite a big jump, but the biggest thing of all there is it's x86, i.e. it's the same cores that you would find in a desktop part. Now that's pretty rock and roll in itself. The other bit is the graphics. That is AMD, and yes, fanboy alert. But more than that, hey, that's you done, fella. Well, driving the road. Wash my jewels and. Or I'm going to get run down. Oh, I'm going to. No, hang on, wrong country. Yeah, let's try that side of the road. Oopsie. Right. Yeah, so they're basically using computer parts, albeit with requisite tweaks for their respective manufacturers. Because, well, I'm not 100% I've got this the right way around, but they're both using 16 gig of RAM. I think PlayStation has gone, let's have it all in one go. Where oh no, can I don't know. See, that's the problem with that, you only get that once every 3 years and then it's done. PlayStation are doing it in one lump, so your 16 gig and your, well, normally I would say desktop or machine, but basically your your VRAM and your system RAM are just all in one lump, so they're all arguing over it, is the way I would say it. Whereas Microsoft have gone the PC route, dare I say, which is probably heresy to some people, but they have, and that's you should be able to do that. Yes, you should indeed. So they are splitting it, and they're having 8 gig VRAM and 8 gig, I think they're splitting it in half. So there's that kind of thing, but the upshot of all that shenanigans is that we are now going to get games for a year or two that are pretty close to what a PC will do. Now, there's another Ryzen generation round the corner. I think it's months away, if that. There is also Intel are about to come out with stuff. AMD are coming out with new cards. Nvidia are coming out with new cards. Well, below me, that one. Ooh, check you out. That's quite cool. Hey, you just fell from there by any chance? Hey. Okay, that's the right. Okay, wrong way around. My mistake. Yeah, there's new kit, and PCs will yet again step away, just because the turnaround is a lot more. But they will get far more out of. Come on. There you are. There you are. Right. They'll get far more out of the PC, out of the consoles over time, as the programming gets better, and that means that games in general should start rising in quality, and we might get the in-depth stories because the graphical abilities will be largely similar. So that's quite cool, I do like that. So I think that could be rather fantastic, and as a rule, a great thing. I mean, I'm not going to rush over to a console. It'll be quite a while before that happens. Now then, alright, where are you at? Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing. How do we get to you? Alright, could somebody have a word and just do the vehicle switcher mod for Farm Sim 19? That would be most appreciated. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, when I'm saying it's more realistic, complete with rollovers. I managed to roll these quite a few times, forgetting that they're not indestructible anymore. So, yeah. Okay, you're just not. Whoa, where am I going? Where are you going, lad? Straighten up, Jings. You got drinking now. You didn't have the bottle. Right, well, watching you, pal. I don't know. So, yes, wee bit of blithering going on there, and yes. So I think, hopefully, that despite the fact that they're saying we're not doing another farm sim, well, they're not doing it in the usual cycle, I'm hoping that's nothing but a good thing. Because... Alright, Smarty Pants, why aren't you taking it then? Picky... Oh, wrong one, that'd be why. Oh, poo. Just realised I fertilised them all the way with LBG. Poo. And that cedar's got fertiliser on it, hasn't it? Why did I think it was 3? Have I changed something there? I didn't think you could change it. No, I'm pretty sure that was 17. Where you could have 2 or 3 stages or something. Yeah, nothing there. Right, don't know. Pooey Panterhead. Yeah, I know. Dag nabbit! I'm going to waste a load of fertiliser now. Or I don't, is the other option. Oh, that much. Okay, well. That's really annoying. That is really quite annoying. Right, okay, so what are we going for our first crops in? That's the question. That is the question. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh well. That one. Think. Way. Right, let's do that. That got you? Yep, that's got you. Well, good enough. Good enough. Right. Yeah, I'm still liking that. Yeah, I don't want to use you now. First thing to do, I need to find a home for you. So, how's about with all this newfound kit? Oh, I tell you what we could do. We could start right. So that's going to be sheepy maize. A chicken's just free range in it. I might have free range chickens here. Alright. Right, let's have a look at sheds. I don't think you're actually going to fit in there, but you might. You never know. Could happen. Could happen. Right, we're doing satellite driving here. Let's just get a wee bit closer. There you go. Actually, there you are. I would love to use the mirrors in here, but fortunately they're not quite there. Right. Oopsie. I may have cut that a little short there. Apologies. What I was saying to nobody other than myself is, well, if you've got this far, thank you. Yeah, yeah, that. Yeah, I've come back in a couple of days later because it's just been a bit mad work-wise, and yes, all I was wanting to do before I was so easily interrupted, I managed to pull the cable out the mic. So it went quiet, and I thought I was doing my windy up bit, and well, blatantly I wasn't. So there you are. Somewhat unfortunate, but there you are. So yes, very impressed with that there REA mod. Looking forward to having more fun and games with it in different situations. Highly recommend it. Big shout out to the usual suspects. Thank you for picking up on my previous video. One thing I have noticed, I can get to it, this boy here. Now it says Class Scorpion there, but when I now I've taken it out just now. I'll just double check that. Yeah, I have. When I took it, I had the tool position thing, and it's not displaying, so I'm not sure entirely what's going on there. It might be to do with REA because we've got that new HUD there. I don't know how big that box actually is, although we only have two little green spots there to tell you what's going on. So not really sure what to go on with that, but we'll figure something out. Or I'll just have to make it up. Which is kind of what happens. But yes, anyway, before I ramble on and start off on another whatever, I really do appreciate the views. It's very nice. I do, when I get a chance, put time into this, and it's nice to have folk take the time out to watch it. And Sooty or Turfrill Rev, there you go, got there. Can't find you on Twitch. I know you're there, but give me a shout as to what your name is, and I'll go and have a nosy. Just see what's what. And there's a few other things I want to try now that I've got a CPU that's fit for it. So yeah, I mentioned about overclocking the video card earlier. I would just very quickly gloss over it. If anybody's actually interested, I tend to avoid the tech stuff because I'm mad keen on it, but I don't think anybody else really gives a monkey's unless it sort of doesn't work, and that's pretty much it. Which is fine, that, you know, that's where a lot of people go. But if you're vaguely intrigued as to what, because graphics overclocking is not the risky business it used to be, and neither is CPU for that matter. It'll either get to, like the current CPU is not even worth doing. It just does it all itself, and if you interfere, you actually hinder performance rather than increase it. So, anyway, if you've got this far, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hopefully it was vaguely entertaining. And if not, well, hey, I'll try and do better next time, or at least do something different next time. So you never know, it could happen. There's going to be a lot more racing, because they're Hevix Fizzy. Try that again. Physics Heavy even. And especially Dirt Rally 2. That really tanked when I tried to record it. Although they've still got that daft thing where you got two individualised in VR, so I might have to renege and do it flat screen, which I'm not so good at and I don't like, but hey, that's what I need to do, that's what I need to do. Anywho, that's for later on. For now, thank you very much. Great to be back. Thoroughly enjoying this. I really hope this is the turning point for Farm Sim 19, and I know they're going to do another one at some point, but mods are now getting to the point where with a little work this could turn into an absolute humdinger of a game. It's so close. It's so close. Anywho, here's hoping. Right folks, thanks for watching. Cheers now. Bye bye.